It's March 18th, 2022. I woke up this morning. I'm looking to the state media for direction, whatever, considering in the 2002 planner that Boys Town sent, it was empty when it arrived. And yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. I tried to contribute as much as I could. Watching the Channel 2 news this morning, I just said to Lewis, he saw me walking into the war room, being Linda's bedroom, with a flag. And he says, "What are you doing with the flag?" I said, "Well, Lewis, I'm carrying it around the house because I'm forgetting where we are at the moment. Because I look on the television and it looks like another nation, multiple other nations. So now I'm just curious if are there U.S. attorneys somewhere, like states attorneys? I mean, do they have their own set of law group professionals? Just curious, because I'm confused how so much nation got in the States. And here's where I'm at. When I turn on, because I'm in North America, mind you, so I know there's a Mount Rushmore. There's a whole lot of profiles of what we look like in the beginning of time of the United States of America, when it began. The paper matches the rock. And I wake up this morning in New York. I still look appropriate. Well, kind of, sort of. Genetics stepping aside. Here's the date that they want me to go with on their system. Here's the channel. And now listen to the symbols and what they're stating. It looks like an unannounced invasion and war. Just curious where those us attorneys are at keeping things neat and tidy. This is a live shot, supposedly, although I have it on pause, of New York City, and that's the fog that rolled in.
Morning is making way for a sunny afternoon. I'm Mary Calvi. Elise Finch will have your first alert forecast coming up. Well, local fans are cheering an amazing upset in the NCAA men's basketball.
Now, what they're showing, this right here, is a basketball. I think this is college basketball. In New Jersey for U.S. state's attorneys in North America that knows what the nation's requirement for profile is. And that not one of the ones closest to the camera match the profile that's supposed to be the lead in. Now, here's the other thing. This is New Jersey, just to my south, and what they let in, what's celebrating college. My son Benjamin is not even invited to things like this. He doesn't attend things like this. He's not invited. Wouldn't even know how to get in because there's so many seats taken by the problem. Here's one face. Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like Mount Rushmore. Definitely does not look like my son Benjamin. And's definitely taken seats on the court away from the children like Benjamin who have been left out. Look at this one. Look, let's see. Here we go. I don't see anything here on this court. This is college basketball money and opportunity. Where's the North Americans in New Jersey? Because these things stay and fester. And they've been wiping out the North American lifestyle for children like Benjamin and myself. Quite some generations. Linda got completely wiped off the priority list, it looks like, as well. I'm just curious. So now, how does one get rid of this level of problem? Just curious. Because it's taking up seats and opportunity and planning time and city time where my children don't even look like they have a place in the world anymore. In their own North America, where they have a rock and they have paper that tells them, no, they arrived in the right place. Now here's where the next level of disgusting comes in.
Basketball tournament last night. Number 15 seed, St. Peter's University of
St. Peter's, no less. Wow, Petersburg. Wake up.
Jersey City knocked out number 2 seed Kentucky. We will have more March Madness action today on CBS.
I don't speak this level of stupidity, idiom, and idiot. I have no idea what it means. It's like a whole nother language.
CBS 2 starting with Loyola versus Ohio.
Is that part of Ebonics? I speak phonics.
Ohio State, that's at 12:15. And happening today, New York City's new health commissioner, Dr.
Whoa, now all of a sudden, hello, U.S. attorneys. I'm just curious how this one works. I'm in this system, and all of a sudden in New York City, they got rid of Yahtzee Chotsy and his reign of not welcome, and then they put this guy in. It says New York City Health Commissioner to lead first COVID briefing. Anybody else see anything wrong with this picture? It's not North American. Why does it have access to public health system? Why does it have access to bioengineering system in disguise as public health system? Who allowed that guy to be here? And here, look, here's the credit. Somebody tweeted the photo. How do you get that level of operation shut down, U.S. attorneys? I mean, it is us. We're on the paper. We're on the rock. Where do we get our priority back and eliminate the problem? Here's one. On the court last night, on the basketball court in college territory, I found more people trying to wipe my children off of the future priority list in North America. At what point does it become a declaration of war? I'm just curious. When there's so many signs that the problem exists and it just keeps getting worse. Somebody keeps funding it.
Dr. Ashwin Vasan will lead.
Doesn't fit into a White House. But yet that's where the safety feature in North America is supposed to be.
Will lead his first COVID briefing since taking over this week. It comes just as most COVID restrictions have been lifted and the new BA2 Omicron.
So you're letting the people that caused the problem and engineered the viruses to now take the lead on whether you live or die. That looks like a really dumb plan. I'm just saying. I mean, I really don't have no faith in humanity as is, but like, it's getting worse by the day.
Omicron subvariant is now spreading rapidly across New York and New Jersey. Also today, a call for more state funds to repair roads.
And here's the front news. And here's how it started. This guy, who's operating out of Newton, Massachusetts, how did he get into the US system between me, Mount Rushmore, and a couple of past US presidents and our ancestors? I'm just curious. Why and who put this in charge of public health? He works for something called the WHO. That's what I say. Who? I don't know this guy. I didn't say that he's White House representative. He's not part of my us. He looks nothing like me. And he's part of the problem, as far as I can see, in North America. State of the pandemic. Here's his name. Ashish Shah. It's not even a North American name. On what's next as COVID cases remain low. So now I've got a New York City local rep that doesn't fit the profile of North America, that nobody is taking care of. And then there's a guy in Massachusetts. Oh, and then there's another guy. Oh, no, maybe he's not the WHO guy. I don't know. They all, I mean, again, they all look like they're not me. And there's a lot of them. And the names don't sound North American. But there's a public health crisis. And they seem to know a lot and be at the helm, like steering the crisis.
Be getting tested.
Yeah, you know, Gail, I think given how low the infection numbers are.
Like, I'm temperamental, regimental. I'm not quite sure where psychosomatic and pseudo-mental is. Like, they make up these pseudo-mental, like, propositions and operations. I mean, like, this is not a special mission. This is war. What I don't understand, this is special circumstance war. Because it's germ warfare and biological warfare. What I don't understand is when they descended into the city, why there weren't people at the ready to take them all out before they had a chance to infiltrate the hospital system and the broadcasting and journalist system and try to paint the world some different way than how it actually was and is supposed to be at the U.S. system of us with anchors and markers.
Right now, we're down, 95% from our peaks in January. I think, pulling back on mask mandates right now is very reasonable. I've been saying that for several months, still believe that. We want to have plenty of tests around for the next surge, and we want to obviously...
Here's the problem. This creates a problem, creates a buzz about that problem, creates a curiosity about that problem, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, research blooms. Ooh, I could get in on that project and I can go research and get paid and get myself a toilet paper doctorate and like years in a chair where nobody looks at me. Oh my God, sign me up. Why does that system even exist? They should not even have the opportunity to be curious. I don't want them to be curious about me. I don't want them to know I exist. I don't want them to be curious about me. I want them to just go back to whatever hellhole they crawled out of and go be curious and experiment on your own people and leave my blood bank alone.
Obviously be able to be ready to put masks back on if we need to. I suspect we won't. Let's see where the data is on that. But we absolutely need to make sure we have enough tests available so if we see a future surge, we can get tests out to the American people.
That's according to the enemy of the state of New York, since inside the United States of America, that is not on the paper or on Mount Rushmore. But yet it's sitting in a position on broadcast and in some form of authoritarian telling the people what they need to do. Who gave him that authority and that power? I certainly didn't.
All right, Dr. Jha, thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Rats.
Good morning. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
All right, I had a powerful report from...
Now this is interesting. At the same time that I have this problem with biological and chemical warfare by people that I have documented and have nobody to ask or any system in place to pursue to take care of the problem, this is going on according to the same whatever. They seem to have a system. How come they have a system and we don't have a system here?
So far, that's in just 3 weeks of battle, and it's more than the number of Americans killed in 20 years of fighting in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Steve Rosenberg from our partners at the BBC has this report from a city in mourning deep inside the country of Russia.
In Russia, they are grieving too. Mikhail was killed in action in Ukraine. Angelica.
So now I see a kind of sort of, but not really population that kind of looks like what I've got going on here. What I'm confused about, though, is all of the people that claim to be in public health. Who put them in charge? I certainly didn't. I mean, like, I know there's the useless, like, attorneys need to get a divorce, they want to charge you an arm and a leg, and then they just make lives more difficult. But I really haven't found useful attorneys anywhere. I mean, they help the problem stay, they get money from things, they knock out family foundations, and then give it away to the problem children who claim that they had a problem, but again, they shouldn't have access to a court system. But here we are. I mean, in taking care of the problem, there should be a court system to get them out of the problematic area. But to allow them to go in, that they were hurt somehow and like bankrupt things, structures that are needed, that seems ridiculous. Why would anybody allow that to happen inside? When you're trying to build a nation, one, and you're under attack by multiple nations, by their corporate greed, their corporate lawyers, their genetic problems. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. As I look through these papers with unrest with the American colonies and this part, I really don't see in here germ warfare mentioned. I don't see a whole lot of things. I don't see having to protect the problem that keeps broadcasting itself on state-run media as if it's an authority that's actually causing the disease and the problem for innocent civilians and all sorts. At what point and to whom does one address at this level? Because the local NYPD is just absolutely useless for this purpose, like going to talk to one officer. It's star 1978, star 8378. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.